Alabama 49, Kentucky 21. I want you to do me a favor, a little science experiment here. We were too cheap to do it ourselves, but you guys can do this. Go buy 2 sodas. I would prefer Dr. Pepper. You go buy whatever you want to. But I want you to set them on a table. And I want you to just open one, and then I want you to shake the other one as violently as you can for 15 seconds, and then I want you to open that one. Because you have the same product in each hand, but you're going to get a much different reaction from bottle B as opposed to bottle A. And what I have just done is I have described the difference in September Bama versus November Bama. Because if you didn't know any better, you would think Nick Saban traded the entire team and has imported a new staff, new team, and in reality, none of that's happened. Not even a quarterback change outside of one random week 3 occurrence at South Florida. None of that's happened. What's happened is coaches have rolled up their sleeves. Players have rolled up their sleeves. They've gone to work. They've figured things out. Cream has started to rise. And even in what should have been a classic letdown spot yesterday, they just rolled. Because that's what really, really good teams do. That's what ignition teams do. That's what teams that are hitting their stride do. I want you to think about that for a second. Now, Bama goes and they beat LSU, and they got this sleepy 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff at Kentucky. And by the way, everyone after the LSU game is talking about the SEC title. Everyone's looking down the road, and nobody in the building did. And they got up 21-0 on Kentucky, and the game was really never in doubt. Milroe, 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. I want you to do another favor for me. You start talking about, I'm not gonna do the Heisman thing because I don't really talk Heisman a lot on the show, but just think about the best players in the country right now. I think the well is still tainted on Milroe because you cannot get out of your mind some of the first things you saw from him. And some of the first things you saw from him this year were just atrocious, terrible quarterback play. But if you chop off the early part of the season, if you just go amnesia, and all you can remember is the last few weeks you've seen him play, that's one of the best quarterbacks in the country because they fully utilized his skill set. When I was in Tuscaloosa a couple of weeks ago, the Friday before the LSU game, I told you guys, I worked out at Bama's facility. I'm walking out. On Friday, Tommy Rees was walking in, the offensive coordinator. Talked to him for a second, said, how do you feel? I said, good. I think we got some things figured out in the bye week. I didn't know what that meant at the time. I didn't press him on it. It looks like they figured some things out offensively in the bye week. Defensively, they're what they've been all year. They can get after the quarterback. They are relentless on the back end. They'll give up a play every now and then, but you're going to have to take it. They're not laying down. You don't just have bodies all over the field like you did last year. So it's a credit to coaching, man. It's not Nick Saban hired all of the staff, but it's a staff top to bottom job that's being done there right now, and it's resume versus real time. And this is going to be a growing debate. It's already kind of there, but you're going to continue as we shave down the weeks until conference title Saturday and then selection Sunday. You're going to have those debates of what if. What if Ohio State or Michigan is undefeated? What if if Georgia's undefeated, it means Bama's out. But what if Florida State's undefeated? What if you've got Texas who has a head-to-head win? You've seen all the scenarios. It's going to be resume versus real time. Because Bama's resume includes, obviously, a loss to Texas earlier in the year and some performances that left a lot to be desired. And that's resume because you have to bake in the entire body of work. And I'm a proponent of that, by the way. But if you go the opposite way and you go real time, like what does this one-loss team, let's say Bama wins the SEC title. At that point, you've baked in a win against Georgia, by the way. What does this team right now look like? There aren't 4 better. There aren't 3 better than that version of Bama at that point. And that would be a very, very spirited debate. There's a part of me that hopes we experience it. There's another part that hopes we don't experience it. And it's a classic duality of host, I guess, as Meemaw would say. That Bama-Georgia game is not hypothetical anymore. We have locked that one in for the SEC title. As of last week, FanDuel had a line on the game of -4.5 in favor of Georgia. I'll have plenty of time to break that game down. Not worried about that, but just wanted to throw that out there.